guys, it's Mehak. So after the previous video I was missing my glam makeup. So today we're going full coverage on the skin, red lipstick, graphic eyeliner. So let's get started. So for primer, I'm using the L'Oreal Base Magique primer, and this primer is very silicone-y, so it fills in your pores amazingly. So I'm applying that around my nose because I have the largest pores over there, and as you can see, I'm going to be patting that into my skin so that the primer goes straight into the pores and fills my pores up. Also, this is an important step if you want that flawless, poreless skin. Next up, for foundation, I'm using the Nykaa Skin Shield foundation, and this is in the shade 10. I'm just going to be taking a little bit of the foundation, or maybe a little bit more than a little bit of that foundation on the back of my hand, and I'll be dotting that all over my face. So this was actually my first time using this foundation, and I would say it's a medium coverage foundation, and the finish of the foundation is maybe a little on the dewier side. So not the best for oily skin types, but you can always use a mattifying primer or a pore filling primer like I used, and you can rock this even if you're from the oily skin category. So I'm using a buffing brush, and I'm going in circular and upward downward motions, and I'm going to be blending the foundation into my skin. And I'm using a brush today because we want some full coverage on the skin, and a sponge can normally soak up a little bit of the product, which leads to lack of coverage. So using a brush will help you increase the coverage of your foundation. Whatever's remaining on the back of my hand, I'm going to take that directly on the brush and apply that on my neck. And once again, just blending the foundation. Also, one important thing to remember is that you want to make sure that the foundation is not slipping or sliding. So take your time blending. And that's how my skin's looking after one layer of foundation. So like I mentioned before, it's a pretty good medium coverage foundation. So you can still see a little bit of my scars, but we'll be working on that with some concealer. I hate foundation lips, so I'm just going to get rid of that. Next, I'm using the Conceal and Define Concealer from Makeup Revolution, and this is in the shade C12. And like you can see, the wand is pretty ginormous. It's like the iconic Tarte Shape Tape wand. So I'm applying a little bit underneath my eyes, on the bridge of my nose, and also around the pigmentation of my lips, a little bit on the chin, and on any of my scars. So I'm not going full ham on the concealer, so I'm not going to be drawing that Instagram triangle underneath my eyes or anything, but I'm just going to be concentrating the concealer on the areas that the foundation couldn't cover. And with the help of a small buffing blending brush, this one's more densely packed and it's obviously smaller in size, so it keeps the concealer where it's supposed to be. I'll just blend that out. So blending the concealer is key. You want to make sure that it all looks like one layer and not two different layers. So I've made sure that the concealer is also very close to my skin tone. Using a smaller blending brush like the one that I'm using right now, it just makes the process of blending the concealer easier. In comparison to if you would have used a larger brush, the concealer would have spread all over your face and it would have defeated the whole purpose of a concealer. and with whatever's remaining on the brush, I'll just be going on my eyelids to act as primer. So that's how the skin's looking after concealer and foundation. And to set all the hard work that we just did, I'll be using the L'Oreal Matte Magique powder with the help of a large fluffy brush. I'll just be setting my face very lightly because I still want a little bit of the dew or the glow to peek through. But if you're heading out for a long day, you could totally use the baking technique. So take some loose powder on a sponge and apply that underneath your eyes. But instead what I'm doing right now is I'm just taking a smaller brush and I'll be taking the same compact powder and I'll be pressing that into my skin. Like you can see what I'm doing over here. I'll do the same thing around my nose, on my nose, forehead and chin. So to bronze up the skin, I'll be using a single eyeshadow from Colourpop. It's a very beautiful brown shade. You can use any brown shade to bronze your skin up, preferably a warm tone shade, but this is very much in the middle of a warm tone and a cool tone. And with the help of a brush, I'm just going to be applying a generous amount of a bronzer. A bronzer plays a very important role for me personally when it comes to a full coverage base, because when you work with a full coverage base, your skin and your face can just look very flat overall. So adding that warmth back on your skin with the help of a bronzer makes a huge difference. So because the shade that I'm using to bronze up is very in the middle of a cool and a warm tone, I'll be using that to contour as well. So I'm going to be taking the same eyeshadow on a flatter brush and use that to contour / bronze my nose. What I'm essentially doing is drawing two parallel lines down my nose, and then with whatever's remaining on the brush, I'll just be dragging that down against the line that we just drew. So over here you can see, with whatever's remaining on the brush, I'm just pulling that down against the line that we drew, and with the help of the concealer brush, I'm just going to be blending the contour out. This is not the most important step, so you can skip it, but it does make your nose look a little thinner. Yep. Oh, story time. So this human Mehak Shetty, she tries to open up a blush, but guess what? She breaks it. Oh my goodness. But we're not done over here. She got magical powers. She fixes that back again. So let's go. Coming back, I'm using the Maybelline Cheeky Glow blush. I'm going to be using that on the same brush that I used for the bronzer, so that we're maintaining the warm tones on the face. And I'm just going to be applying a little bit on the cheeks, nose, and a little bit on the chin as well. For my highlighter, I'm using the Wet n Wild Megaglo highlighter. This thing is bomb. Like, it's I think under 500 rupees, and it has this beautiful plant flowery print on it, and it's the most creamiest highlighter ever. No glitter chunks, nothing. I'm going to take a little bit, or maybe a lot, on a brush, and I'm going to be applying that on the tops of my cheekbones. And once I'm done flexing my highlighter straight up your face, I am going to be using another brush and I'll blend that out. So a good technique to follow is to use a smaller, more denser brush like this one. This is actually an eyeshadow brush, so you can use a larger eyeshadow blending brush and use that to apply your highlighter, and then use another larger fluffy brush to blend that out. That's not even new. I'm just going to apply a little bit on my cupid's bow, the bridge of my nose, and the tops of my brows. Can we just address how beautiful this highlighter is? It just gives the most amazing glow. Moving on to the eyes, I'm using the same foundation brush, and with whatever's remaining, I'm just going to be prepping my lids. And this eyeliner was a pain. So you'll see. What I'm trying to do over here is just creating a normal winged eyeliner first. I don't know if you can see, but the tip of this eyeliner literally bends. And this eyeliner is from Essence. It's called the Super Fine Eyeliner. Here, can you see the tip just bends and you have zero control over it. But just because the tip is so fine and it's so long, it makes it easier to draw a wing. And over here, I was trying to draw the second line for the graphic eyeliner. Here, again, you can see it just bends. So you have no control of where it moves. Decided to give up on that eyeliner and I wiped off the second line that I drew. I went back to the most trusted eyeliner I think everyone and their mothers has used, the Lakme Insta liner. So this also has a very fine tip, but it's just a liquid eyeliner. So you have lesser control as compared to a pen eyeliner. What I'm drawing over here is just a basic winged eyeliner. I think everyone knows how to ace this by now. But for a graphic eyeliner, what you'll have to do is just make sure that the wing of the eyeliner is a little longer than usual. So now, a little bit of knowledge. What you have to do is pay attention on one of the creases on your eyelids. So the natural crease on your eyelids, and then just draw a line connecting with the crease. What this will do is it will give you a guide about which direction you need to follow. So that's how it's looking. And yep. But I have to prepare you. You can have failures like me, number 1, number 2, and we have a number 3 as well. So I'm actually preparing you. It can take a little bit of time for both of your eyeliners to look similar, if not perfect. Now what I'm doing is just filling in my brows with the same eyeshadow that I used as my bronzer. All that I'm doing over here is very roughly filling in my brows, because I think the bushier brows look better with the whole look that we're going for today. So next I'm using a clear brow gel. You can use any that you have. You can also use a mascara that might not be very pigmented. I'm just going to be running that through my eyebrows so that they stay in place all day. For mascara, I'm using the Sugar Lash Mob mascara, and I don't like this mascara. It literally does nothing for my lashes, and by nothing I mean literally nothing. No length, no volume, and it's kind of not even the blackest mascara. So I'm just using it for the video today because the lashes are not the center of the video, and yeah, the mascara face. So that's the skin and the eyes completed. You'll get the hang of the graphic eyeliner trend if you just try it a couple of times. But for lipstick, I'm using the Maybelline Color Sensational lipstick in the shade Smoked Red. It's, oh my god, 1 minute. We have to address the fact that the lipstick comes with swirls of black, which just looks very cool. And it's a very pretty wearable red, I'd say, because it has a lot of pink in it. And I'm just going to be tapping the lipstick on my lips because I don't want that structured, defined lipstick look. And that's the makeup completed. I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you guys try the graphic eyeliner. It just adds such a cool, funky edge to the makeup. So yeah, try it out once and let me know how it goes for you. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye!